Hello YouTube, straight into it. This is for you, a YouTube exclusive here, Blue Black Mill, specifically 8 Crab of Lurrus variation. We've gone over this before in our previous videos, but we'll go over it briefly here. The idea is that because you're playing 8 Crabs and you're also playing Mesmeric Orbs, there's a value to playing Lurrus. After all, most people are going to go ahead and kill one of your crabs, preventing you from milling as quickly as possible. Generally speaking, this list does fairly well because it has early game interaction with fatal pushes, drown the locks, has crypt incursion to gain a lot of life against the decks with creatures trying to beat you down, and then has things for ravenous trap just to make sure that if your opponent's milling out a lot of cards or maybe has an Emrakul or a Guise or something that's going to reshuffle the graveyard, you can grab that and you're not just grabbing the single card with, say, a Surgical. The list, personally, I think I like to run this again because 1, all of you seem to like mill. Interesting. And 2, because I think I'm starting to get a little bit of the hang of how this list works. That being said, blue-black, mill, 8 crabs with a cat in Modern. Match 1 here, playing the 8 crabs, the Ruin crabs, the Hedron crabs, the kitty cat crabs. Well, maybe not kitty cat crabs. In Modern. Let's find ourselves an opponent. Let's play Magic. Let's see how this list does for us. Been useful and good to us before. Will it repeat? Let's find out together. Match 1. There we go. Let's play. Let's play. Alright. Tuganaxus. We get to play first. We declare Lurrus. Alright, opening hand seems to be relatively good. We'll go ahead and keep this. We've got a crab. We have Fatal Push, Collective Brutality for interaction, and Drown the Lock. Things look nice. Things look nice. We'll lead off with our crab and pass the turn. Pretty simple here. There we go. Spire Bluff Canal from our opponent, and they suspend a Greater Gargadon. Alright, we've got a Surgical here. Would like to Surgical something delicious. Let's see what we grab here. Ancestral Visions, Opt, and an Abrade. Wonder if I'm just supposed to leave up Drown the Lock here. I could go after them with the Collective Brutality, which isn't too bad. Mesmeric Orb's probably not going to do a whole lot this game. Let's go ahead and Collective Brutality and just do the 1 mode here. Steal something that we don't want to deal with. There's a Crashing Footfalls. We could grab that. There's an As Foretold. Take the Crashing Footfalls here. Definitely not going to be protecting our Hedron Crab from one of those bolts. Gargadon goes down here. Bolts Crab. Shocks in. I think I want to take this Crashing Footfalls here. We can just take the draw. Field. Alright. Let's go ahead and Surgical the Crashing. I think I'll Surgical on my opponent's draw step here. Greater Gargadon. Go ahead and Surgical this away. I'm not so concerned about a few of the other cards they can get with As Foretold because I'm going to be able to counter the As Foretold. Again, Orb's probably just not milling them out a whole lot here. I may leave the 1 in the yard here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Leaves them with 4. We're probably okay with the Drown the Lock here. You could leave it in the yard to increase Drown the Lock or Visions. Maybe we do that for the potential to draw up Visions. Waiting to see if my opponent has anything here. They do. They do grab one. So we have Spire Buff. There's a Simian here as well, and an As Foretold. Okay. What else could kill us here? We have Greater Gargadon showing up. We have the Restore Balances. We have Electro Dominance. Really, there's not a whole lot else here other than a couple Greater Gargadons. So we're going to go ahead and say okay to this. The only extra card they got here was a Simian Spirit Guide. I'll just remember that. We're definitely going to go ahead and counter this. Cool. Not bad. Simian Spirit Guide, As Foretold. We end up picking up another Surgical here. Let's go ahead and put Orb down. I could grab the As Foretold. I could try to get a Restore Balance or another Greater Gargadon. I think with the two cards they have in hand, I'll go ahead and take a draw step here, see what else we mill. Let's go ahead and always yield to this. We hit another As Foretold. The Suspend trigger goes down one. Let's go ahead and try to steal an As Foretold here. Electro Dominance is a bit of a problem. Alright, they just pick up a Mountain here. We can grab some As Foretold. These are like mills for 2 and 3 as well. So we have the Restore Balances we're worried about. A little bit worried about a couple Force of Negations and Spell Pierces. And then these Greater Gargadons for the most part. Alright. Sounds good. We'll leave the stuff in the yard for us in the future. Cool. Plays that. Maybe Simian Spirit Guide here. Leaving up Bolt. I don't see a reason why they wouldn't. We have a Drown the Lock. We have a Fatal Push for this. We have Bolt and an unknown card. We probably can just wait until end step here to Fatal Push. They're going to mill out a few cards. They may attack me as well. Deciding to sack some of these. Okay. Speeding up the process a little bit here. We go over Ancestral Vision, Spire Bluff Canal. That's it. Bolt and an unknown card here. 3 mana. Plays a land. Starts sacrificing. Looks like they're going to try to put this out there, and then I get to Drown the Locket. We can do this on the stack here as well. Not too concerned about this card. 17 cards in the yard. This is a 10. Simple counter there. We know they have Bolt here, and this may be a concession from our opponent. Nice. All right. Interesting list we've got to beat. So, As Foretold's a problem. More than likely. We have some counters. We don't really have any Crypt Incursion targets. You got a couple Simian Spirit Guides. You've got a couple of... Really just the Simian Spirit Guides. I don't recall if I saw any fetches there. I think there were some. Yeah, I saw... What? No, that was my Polluted Delta. I don't recall if this list had them. I wasn't really looking at their lands. Spire Bluffs. Some Steam Vents. Okay. Damnation Bantus are interesting cards because we have to get rid of the Greater Gargadon. Not sure those are going to work very well for us. Let's start with some Aether Gusts here. Maybe an Echoing Truth. It's pretty good. Mystical Disputes probably are okay here. Could even Set Adrift something. It's probably fine. Collective Brutality looks good. Drown's okay. Mesmeric Orb's very weak, in my opinion here. I actually like the Surgicals. Fatal Push is probably weak here. Okay, so 9 cards here. I got 6 I'm interested in. Bring a Bantu's, maybe a Damnation here. We could be at risk of a Blood Moon. I think I'll risk that. Let's do these in. Let's bring an Orb back. Let's see what this looks like. Damnation's probably really greedy. Let's go ahead and take these 3 out and stay with the orb plan since I have Lurrus. Only because if they do get a Greater Gargadon down, that's probably beating us. But if they don't, I can at least... So I can Set Adrift and Echoing Truth. That's probably more cost effective than trying to do Bantus and Damnation being at 3 and 4. And with my opponent doing the whole Restore Balance, I think this is... It's not a bad idea to try to go this route. Alright, I like the opening hand here. I can Drown and then follow it up with a... I can Maddening and follow up with a Drown. We have a lot of lands as well. It's not a bad thing against a deck that's trying to get rid of all of our lands. Greater Gargadon has been suspended here. We start with a crab. Yeah, let's go ahead and put the crab in. Let's see if they have the bolt. Let's test if they have the bolt. If not, we're going to be able to set this up really fast with the Drown the Lock, and then take it easy from there. Serum Visions is not a bolt. Also, once we do the Prismatic Vista, one card down here, we pretty much counter a lot of what they're doing. Steam Vents shocks it in, and another Serum Visions. All right, we're clear. They could Simian Spirit Guide and bolt this. Right now we're clear. They put 2 cards on the bottom. They put 2 cards on the bottom. Surgical. I think we're okay to do Vista to get a lot more things here. Let's cancel this. Let's hit them, save the target. We'll go ahead and do some fetching right now. I'm going to get an island because I already have the basic swamp. This way I'm not soft to a Blood Moon. Alright, we do see a Restore Balance. I see a crashing as well here. Let's go get that island that we talked about. Mill a little bit more. I see another crashing and another Footfalls here. Sorry, just a Footfalls. Restore Balance is very tempting with this Surgical. Seeing already 2 crashing Footfalls, I'm not too worried about that. Let's go to their turn. We'll stop on their draw, and this plays around a Force of Negation as well. And we're going to steal this Restore Balance. I think that is the most worrisome card we can see here. So grab that. We're going to just pay life total, so I have the Draw on the Lock as backup here. You can also pay for Spell Pierce. This gives me a lot more information at what they're playing in their hand as well. And this will probably help us get through the rest of this game. After all, my opponent's trying to kind of do nasty things to my crab, slap down some rhinos, get a big beast, and punch us in the face. Mystical Disputes here. So I could drown this. I could. They're tapped out. I think I'm okay with drowning this. Restore Balance kind of messes us up. If they can't Restore Balance, we're kind of okay here. This also kind of stopped their turn. They used a Simian Spirit Guide as well, so we steal the Restore Balance. We have Electrodominance, Finale, and Leyline. Alright, so we have a Finale here, which can get some of these Footfalls. A little bit dangerous. We'll go ahead and grab a quick little screenshot of just their hand, because why not? Ley lines here. They're not going to play those. Still a couple Greater Gargadons. As for Tolds, nothing of worry here. Sounds good. All right. Go ahead, opponent. I could make them search here, so my archive traps are live. I'm going to bring up their other side here. I didn't need to grab the one from the yard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After I play a land here, we'll be okay. So it is on my opponent's main phase. They do get rid of that snow-covered mountain. We get a fetch land. We'll easily fetch here. Mill. We are setting them up for a nice finale. Extra island here seems okay. And we'll do a maddening as well. Down to 26 cards. Pass the turn. We have another mill for 6 here in the field. My opponent's got a 7 on their Greater Gargadon. We know about Electric Dominance. We know about Finale. One Electric Dominance did hit the yard here. We do see one Force. That's good to know. Looks like it's going to be probably a Finale. Getting a Sarah Opt and a Footfalls. Sounds good. Sounds good. I believe I got rid of my Fatal Pushes. So we don't really have too much that interacts with the Rhinos here. We do have 25 cards to get through. 24 now with the draw, and the draw was to the bottom. Fiery Islet. We have a Maddening here. Let's see here. So this is mill. This would be mill 1, 3, 6. This is an additional 8. I'm probably not going to kicker it because of the damage coming through with the Rhinos. I don't particularly want them to draw. They can sacrifice their Greater Gargadon, shutting off field here. I'll just do Maddening here, and then I'll make it look like I'm holding up another threat here. We have 13 cards to get through. I basically need one more mill spell. I could maybe block next turn. My opponent didn't have anything too frightening. Electric Dominance was cast. No. Finale was cast. We'll take 8. 12 cards to go here. Scalding Tarn. So we have Leyline, Electric Dominance, and an unknown card. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can bring Greater Gargadon. I need a mill spell. Electric Dominance is the crab here. Okay. Top of the library. That's not going to do it here. We'll go ahead and concede. They hit us for another 8. And our opponent takes it. Close. Close. We opted to take the Restore Balance over the Crashing, but the Crashing did kill us. Maybe the Crashing we should prioritize a little bit more. Kind of want to feed the Storm in here. Even the Set Adrift and Set Adrift and Echoing Truth deals with the crashing. Honestly, I think we have what we need. I did see a fetch land. I did see Leyline. So Feed the Swarm would be a way to get rid of Leyline as well. Probably bring this in. We might trim an Archive Trap here. I am on the play. Nah, let's trim an Archive Trap just in case they do get that Leyline. Alright. Set Adrift, Echoing Truth, Feed the Swarm for the Leylines. We have our mill plan. We have the Surgical to hopefully take some of the nasty things from them. They can interact with our crabs with bolts. Game 3. Let's go. Let's play first. Lurrus. Alright. I could put a crab down here. If I do that, I'm not going to be able to do Drown the Locks too easily. They might interact with the crab as well. I don't think I like this one. Even though I have 2 Drown the Locks here, I think... Well, let's think about this. If I put Shelldock first, follow with crab, then I'd have black here, blue-black. That'd be on turn 2. If they have Simian Spirit Guide, we're in a little bit of trouble. Let's keep. Let's keep. Something tells me this is going to be A-okay. Shelldock Isle here. We're going to get a new Ruin Crab. We're lucky, I guess, that they didn't have the Leyline for the Hedron Crab versus Ruin Crab. We'll leave our draw step on them. Opponent does nothing here immediately. Play a Hedron Crab first. Play our land. Attempt to do all the save target stuff. I could go get black here. I think I want to wait for them to potentially do something. Getting another blue doesn't really set us up for anything. I'd rather wait on them. Okay, nothing. Let's go ahead and fetch here. We'll see if they have the bolt. They do. That's fine. Go get black mana here. So now we have the Drown the Lock open. Another land would be good for Ruin Crab. I'll take it. I'll take it. Play Ruin Crab here. And we'll shock in the Watery Grave since I have 2 drowns. They do Mystical Dispute. Wasn't going to get around that. And we'll pass the turn. Alright. Looks okay. Could be better. More lands, please. There we go. We'll go get a basic island now. I think I can. I could Maddening. I could also leave double Drown open. Let's leave double Drown open this turn. Wait for them to take action first. Maybe get 1 or 2 more lands here. Land for my opponent puts a Steam Vents into play. This is feeling good if they try to do As Foretold and then they have a Mystical Dispute blocking as well. It's a crab. Let's go ahead and pass the turn. I think because we have 2 counter spells, it's much better for us to hang tight here. Opponent shocks in. They're down to 14. Alright, Ruin Crab. We got this fetch land. There's no way they counter this. No way. Fetch land. Ruin Crab doing Ruin Crab things. I think we'll just pass. It's another Lightning Bolt here. Scalding Tarn. Are we going to just hard cast Greater Gargadon? There's an As Foretold. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and try to hit that with a Drown the Lock. Counter. Nice. Alright. Mystical Dispute looks nice here. Let's go ahead and do a fetch. See if they want to do anything with this crab. Maybe a bolt or something. I have a lot more blue in my hand. Let's go ahead and continue with blue. Okay. I could get an orb down here. Leave up Mystical, Drown. I could play Maddening as well. To me, I think I like the idea of playing an orb here and seeing if this can stick. It's not going to mill as much as I'd like, but I think it'll mill just enough here to be about worth probably a Maddening or another mill spell. We did fetch here. Let's see if they have a counter spell for this. We could counter war over this a little bit. And if we did, maybe they have a counter and a force here. They counter with a force of negation. I think I'm willing to try this. Because now they're tapped out and this makes this even more valuable as just a singleton hit here. There we go. And it sticks. Alright, they mill 6 here, which is really nice for us. Do appreciate solid mill. This makes our crab almost online here. So there's another As Foretold. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to counter this as well. If they have another counter spell, then that just means they have 1 card left. They do have the Dispute. Alright, so what is the last card? They do have a draw here off the Fiery Islet. But yeah, we're down to the last card in their hand. I think we've played this very well for where we're at against a deck that doesn't like to probably tap out too often. What does this need? 20 without payment? 20 or fewer cards in it. Visions is 20 graveyard. This is the 20 that's in the library. It's nice to have Shelldock when you play online. Shelldock in person is kind of a pain. We're waiting for my opponent to resolve As Foretold here. Even Ancestral Visions, although it be a bit of a pain, it is kind of like a mill 4 for my opponent. We'll see if they draw or do anything else here. They do draw, so we have 2 cards to beat, and an active As Foretold. They don't have a Greater Gargadon suspended either right now, so Restore Balance isn't the worst thing. We only see 1 Restore Balance over here. I see a lot more of the crashings. Drown the Lock's really nice to see here. Let's go ahead and mill our opponent. And pass the turn. 21 cards to beat. Gonna mill 5, it looks like, here. As Foretold goes up. And got 3 cards to beat. 15 cards means I can do the Shell Dock at end step. Might be something we entertain. We could also entertain that off of a fetch land or something. We might, maybe I hold that because we're afraid. What is this? This is cast still. Pretty sure this is still a cast. Let's just mill 2 for us. Oh, another Drown the Lock. I think we just hold tight here with 2 counter spells. 2 counter spells. As Foretold doing the As Foretold things. What do we got? I see 1 greater, 2 greater. So they have 1 more Greater Gargadon, which is now suspended. I'm ready for a counter war, opponent. We're ready. What do you want to do? 14 cards. What could they have? I see 1 cratering, crashing, 2 crashing, 3 crashing. I see 1, 2 bolts. Okay, I see force. I see the 2 forces. I see 3 mystical disputes. So we're probably past those counter spells. Oh, we're paying 5 here. Okay. 5. Greater Gargadon down to 9. Down to 8. Oh boy, here we go. My opponent has decided this is where they've got to go. This is doing nothing now. I guess that's good for them. We only have 1 blue here. 1 blue makes me feel pretty confident that this is going to resolve. There's a Restore Balance. Going to counter. And do you have a counter? They're paying for something. Elector Dominance is here. And with 1 card left, I think we're good. We can counter this as well. Because they have a lot of things in their graveyard. Counter, counter. Argo. Land? It's a crab. Play a crab. I think I'll go ahead and put this crab into play as well. We'll pass the turn. I just need a land here to win this game. Greater Gargadon is going to show up in 4 turns. So that could kill us. As Foretold is at 2. Going up to 3. At any point, another Restore Balance could get us. We see 1 Restore Balance here. We see 2 Restore Balance. We see 3 Restore Balance. It's dangerous. We mill a little bit. We hit an Archive Trap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Archive Trap them. Hope this isn't Mystical Dispute. It is not. They go to 0 cards. And we get there. Top decking the Archive Trap. Avoiding the Mystical Dispute. Taking down our opponents. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards milled. And the top would be an Echoing Truth. Echoing Truth. This probably would seal that one up. There you go. We never picked up Lurrus here. I wanted to represent counter spells for the whole game, and I think it paid off. Well, there you have it. 1 match down. We'll see you in the next one. 1 match in the books. A very interesting match with an As Foretold Electro Dominance deck with the Greater Gargadon. Now, we played that, I think, fairly well. Can we keep it up? Match 2. Here's our opponent. Let's mill him. Let's mill them. All right, we don't go first. Get to declare Lurrus. Opening hand looks fairly good here. I'm going to keep this. No fetch lands, but we have some nice interaction here. Got both of our colors. Pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. Snow-covered swamp for our opponent, and nothing. We're going to go ahead and start with a Hedron Crab. The Hedron Crab is a little bit weaker than the Rune Crab, being a smaller and has to target them. Fatal pushes this. No worries, no problems. Breeding Pool for our opponent. Has no follow-up. We're going to play a new crab down. See if they have a counter. Sultai. Swamp. What are we doing, opponent? Fatal Push, Shadow of Doubt, Hedron Crab, and Growth Spiral. What are we doing? Assassin's Trophy. I'll say yes. Let's see here. This hand has a touch more black in it, and we actually have quite a few blue lands, so we'll take the extra swamp here. This will allow me to either Drown the Lock, Fatal Push, or if I top deck a land, it almost guarantees I'll be able to Drown the Lock plus maybe Collective Brutality. Bonus Crab here. Do I want to force into here with this? What could they have on 4 that I'm afraid of? 4 or even 5? 5? What do we do? Growth Spiral into an Hour of Promise? That's kind of rude. Could Collective Brutality to see what's going on there. You know what? Let's Collective Brutality here. I'm not worried about my life total. I kind of want to see what's going on. Get a little more information here. They do remand this. We'll slap down a crab and pass turn. Okay. They don't get to ramp there, so I avoid some other nasty cards that could have shown up here on turn 4 at 5 converted mana cost. Extra Breeding Pool here. We have a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay. Decides to draw 3, then put 2 cards back. This is probably the turn to consider putting the orb down. I really hope for a land here. We don't hit a land. Alright, they know I have this Collective Brutality coming back. I think this is a perfect turn to go ahead and play the orb down and pass turn. I'm thinking this because my opponent is going to be doing some tapping out here. Even if it's at instant speed to counter things. We got a Cryptic, we have Euro, we have Shadow of Doubt, we have a Remand. They can't quite play Euro here. Not quite. Almost, though. Almost. We'll see if they hit a land here. They didn't have a fetch land. We did mill over some of the cards that they potentially put back. Example being Cryptic here. My opponent decides an Inquisition is okay to be using. I think we'll let that just resolve here. Do they want my counter? Do they want to protect their hand? Do they want to prevent mill? Do they want to prevent draw? I can't imagine it's Fatal Push. I think they're going to take Drown the Lock. Drown the Lock disappears. Land. This is now Euro territory. Which actually taps them out. So this is going to be a mill for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they draw a card. So it's kind of like a mill for 6-ish. Doing a maddening here adds an extra 8, putting in 14 out of the 39 cards. Puts them to what, 25? Being able to kill this with maybe the Fatal Push would be really nifty. Visions of Beyond is actually getting smaller. Alright, we do hit a land. I do like this. Land drop. Mill them. Land. Mill them some more. There's a Ren and 6. I hate Ren and 6. Let's check the hand here. Checking the hand here so I can Fatal Push the Euro. We have a Fatal Push and an Inquisition, a new Euro, and their own Hedron Crab. We also have this Time Warp. Wonder how much I care about a Time Warp here. They would have to tap out to do this. This is my opportunity to Fatal Push here. Maybe I take this Inquisition so that I can Fatal Push and then maybe Maddening plus Visions next turn. How bad is it going to be if they get to Time Warp? Time Warp would be a potential mill for 10. Potential. 5 for the one turn, maybe something else for the next turn. I doubt they're trying to Hedron Crab themselves. I might just take this Inquisition here. Take the Inquisition and Fatal Push this. Be like, sure, take an extra turn if you'd like. Taking an extra turn with Jace is a little bit dangerous. But with the Orb out, maybe that's okay. They're not going to attack me here. And then I might be able to Visions them. Let's try this line. And they're not doing Euro plus a Time Warp on the same turn here. We have 26 cards. We have 18 in the yard here. We took the Inquisition. This could be just a Fatal Push on the Crab. No counters. Now we don't know if they have these cards here in their hand. If they're tucking them away. The mill card's actually sort of helping them because it gets rid of cards they don't want. Need them to mill a little bit more for Visions. However, I think this isn't going to matter because Euro is going to come down here. 4. 4, and we're leaving up a Fatal Push, probably. This is the Euro from the yard, not the Euro from the hand. They probably put this Euro back, if I'm honest with you. Draws a card. Down to 24. Field of the Dead. It's a dangerous card. Fatal Pushes the Crab. This taps them completely out, which I'm actually pretty okay with. 13 cards in the yard here. I don't think I want to use the Visions here because we're going to be able to use it for a lot. Land drop plus Maddening here. Let's go ahead and Maddening them. Put Watery Grave in tapped here. I can go ahead and do Visions now. Probably should have not tapped in the land. Small misplay there. Being able to put the orb down would probably have won this game. We'll see if it punishes us. My opponent untaps quite a bit here. 9 cards remain. 9 cards with a Maddening plus a Mesmeric Orb, and it looks like my opponent has to attack me. They do have a Time Warp. We did see Euro hit the bin. We've seen this Fatal Push already done. They kept the Crab. They kept the Time Warp as well. I think we win there if I would have been untapping here with the Watery Grave. I was a little too quick on the click there. Little too quick. This is also 5 lands for the Field of the Dead, so they have to find 2 different lands, not just a singleton land, which is good for us. They're tapping out for Time Warp. That's mill for 5, which is half of their library now. I think we have it. I could be wrong, but I think we have it. If they take the turn to Cryptic this and bounce it, I'm going to be playing a new orb here. Having 2, 4, 5 mana here, I can Maddening and Orb. Can't Orb, unfortunately. Opponent decides to draw cards again. Interesting little Sultai list here, a little Euro mill shenanigans. Definitely want to probably bring in my Ravenous Traps. Milling them enough, making something worthwhile would be good. Shocks in the Watery Grave. This one's going to be close. This one's going to be close. We know 2 cards here, Crab and Time Warp. Attacks for 6. Puts another card in field, and this does untap. They drew a card as well. Down to 7 cards. How many cryptics do we see? We see 1, 2, 3 Mystic Sanctuaries. I see a Remand. I see one cryptic here. That means they probably have another cryptic. I see a Euro here. Oh. Time Warp. Decides Time Warp's a good thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mill 7. Game over. Unless they have a... Sometimes this list will have the Nexus of Fate, which is going to be a problem if they do have such a card. If they have a Nexus of Fate here, we're not going to be able to really kill them, right, with the Ravenous Traps? Alright, Echoing Truth, Set Adrift, Mystical Disputes here. I don't particularly mind a Crypt Incursion as a way to get rid of the Euro. It's probably the weakest way to get rid of it, though. Alright, so Crypt Incursions are probably out. Collective Brutality's okay. I like the Drowns. Fatal Push helped us there, but I don't expect it to in the future. So Fatal Push is out. What else? Mesmeric Orb feels like it's a stronger contender here. Let's take out one Surgical here. Let's not bring all the Ravenous Traps in. Let's just do 2 of Ravenous Trap here. This makes it 6 and 6 in and out. How do we like this? My opponent had their own Hedron Crabs. I think a few Surgical here. Pick off something. Smart idea. I like it. I like it. Ravenous Trap helps us with the Mystic Sanctuary as well, since my opponent might mill a few cards here and then try to do something with the Ravenous Trap. I know the Visions looks a little awkward with the Ravenous Trap, but I don't mind a cantrip and occasionally getting there like we did at the end. So I think I'll play accordingly. Keep the opening hand here. We have a counter, we have a crab. Got some lands. Pretty happy with the opening hands. Could have one less land here. Not going to worry about it. All right. Opener. Forest. That is their opener. All right. Let's play the crab down and pass the turn. Playing the crab down here so they can get a Drown the Lock going. Here on turn 2. This could prevent them from ramping. Might be a good idea. Let's see. Okay, they just passed back to me. Very kind of them. Fetch land would be the most ideal thing. Misty Forest. Puts a Triome tapped. Cool. We'll put our land in here. We go over a Euro, Snow-Covered Island, and Collective Brutality. Pass the turn. Okay. Drown the Lock open. We're going to leave that open for a while here. If my opponent tries to ramp here or draw, I may entertain the counter. I'm actually okay with this as a counter here. My opponent's going to get lands, and I don't particularly want them to get lands. They might be stuck on just 2 here. Sticking them on 2 might be just what we needed. We can also use Field of the Ruin here to mess up their lands. And it looks like that was the case. So, keeping them off their 2 lands, maybe they kept it a little bit light because of the run in 6. Easy counter here. End up drawing fetch land, boom, fetch. Start some visions probably, getting past some of the cards that we had here. Whew, mill, taking down Crab Mill. Euro Crab Mill. Sultai-Euro Crab Mill. Here in Modern. We'll see you in match 3. It's coming up right next. Right next? Yeah, right next, sure. That's what I said. Match 3, opponent immediately found. I guess we'll just hit begin. That was instantaneous. No hesitation. Mr. Surrey is our opponent. We'll play first. There we go. Declaring Lurrus here. Opening hand. Oh, they like our videos. Guess what? You're in a video. Thanks. Good luck. I hope my crab doesn't kill you. We're going to keep the opening hand here. Shelldock I don't particularly like, but I do like the Palace in the Clouds. They make videos too, 300 subs. Maybe go check them out. Whoops. Nice. Moose. Totally misspelled that. Woo! Crab. Go ahead, opponent. Good luck. Snow-covered plains and Aether Vial. My opponent's not going to tap too much. They probably have creatures, though. Let's see here. We could probably put Shelldock into play, since it's a tap land. That's probably safe to do here. Mill just a little bit. Hide away a trigger. Save something for later. Guess I'll save a Collective Brutality. This could get taken care of quickly. There's a Heliod. Do I want to steal that? Nah, we don't need to right away. Not right away. Maybe I should. Now I'm nervous. Now I'm nervous. The jig's up. I know what you're doing. Heliod combo here. As our opponent. So, infinite life. Not going to matter here. Ooh, Luminarch. I like seeing a Luminarch here. I might actually go ahead and steal this. Honestly. Just see what else they're doing here. Be efficient with our mana and our life total. Well, it looks like I snagged one from their hand. Looks like I snagged one. So we have Grand Abolisher. We have a Hangerback, a Luminarch, and a Walking Ballista. Alright. If you're not familiar with Grand Abolisher, during your turn, your opponent can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. Got a bunch of these Skyclaves. Those are going to be annoying here. Let's see here. They do not have any removal other than the Skyclaves. Rangers is going to be a pain. Lurrus is going to be a pain. I don't see anything that grabs back from the yard there, so I'm not going to steal this one out. Cool. Orb. Palace. Let's go ahead and play an orb down here. Mill a little bit extra as well. We go over a Lurrus and a Giver. And they had nothing on one here, so Aether Vial is not going to bring anything else in. Mill for 2. Auriok Champion sees the bin, followed by a Horizon Canopy, and Aether Vial goes up to 2. Luminarch, Grand Abolisher. The more I can mill, the better this Crypt Incursion is going to be, since they don't have the combo now. We've decided to put like Hangerback or Walking Ballista. They decide Walking Ballista is the line. We're going to play a Luminarch probably next. I like where this is going. Luminarch. Double down on the Walking Ballista here with the counters. Ah, they put one over here as well. Okay, that's smart. Diversifying them. I guess they want to attack for 3 here. That's probably safe. We're going to keep Crab back here. Crab can be a little bit extra mill, and we're going to need that with this Crypt Incursion and Visions. Mill 2 for us. Prismatic Vista, Crypt Incursion. We do hit a Drown the Lock. Drown the Lock's nice because I could kill the Walking Ballista here. I can do this on the targets as well. Let's go ahead and put the Palace. See what else they mill. A couple lands. I think I'm going to go ahead and chill here. I don't think they had any protection at instant speed. Let my opponent mill out 4 more cards here. Drown the Lock, the Walking Ballista on the Luminarch targets here. They might double target. The thought of double targeting is so that they can get rid of the crab instead of having it mill them a whole bunch. We do have Skyclaves to worry about. I see 1 hit the bin. I see a Ranger as well. We have this coming down on 2. This means Grand Abolisher. So let's go ahead and kill Walking Ballista in response to Grand Abolisher. Hangerback Grand Abolisher and an unknown card. It's pretty much going to be Grand Abolisher here. They go ahead and ping me twice here, it looks like. And the card coming in is... If it's Grand Abolisher, I'll just F6. F6. They have a Hangerback in hand. And 2 unknowns. I need them to mill just a little bit more for the visions. I don't get to visions on their turn anymore. Luminarch, Luminarch. They might make this just a big 5/5. They might make this a 3/3 as well. 6 damage here? It's a lot. It's a lot. I have some fatal pushes, and I haven't hit those. I have some future drown the locks as well. If I do this, Ruin Crab here with the Palace in the Clouds. If I hit a fetch land and get the visions. Let's take the 6. I get the visions the following turn here. We might just be Crypt Incursioning them. I do have a fair amount of creatures here to worry about. Hangerback Walker here on 1, I presume. Alright, we have no idea what the rest of their cards are. Looking for a fetch land. Ooh, land, okay. No 1-drop. Mill Field, Mill Archive Trap. Top is a Drown in the Lock. Okay, so draw this into hand. Replay. Mill. They go to 19. I can now Drown the Lock one of these. Wonder if I have to Crypt Incursion instead. Let's think for a moment. If I kill one of these, 3, 6, and I block here. Killing one lets me visions, and if I find a fatal push, we're in real good shape. If I don't find a fatal push, though, let's see here. This gives me 3 per creature. We got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I mean, it's hard not to gain just 30 and go, we can deal with something in the future. How many cards am I getting rid of? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm getting rid of like half. They then mill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get half of them back. 6, 7, 8. We're close to visions again. And 30 is really going to offset this. Alright. Let's Crypt Incursion. Alright, back up to 37. And if they're attacking with a lot of things, it's tapping stuff, it's helping our orb. You know. Steal all of that. Let's mill a few things here. Auriok Ranger. Aether Vial probably staying at 3. I believe that's all I saw from them. 23 cards to beat here at a life of 37. 14 cards have hit the bin. Rune Crab is probably, what are we going to see? 1 over here and 1 over here. Can grab here or take 9. Probably take 9 for another turn here. 2. Feels like a Walking Ballista possibly. It is. Alright, we've tapped 2 to play Walking Ballista here. 2 Luminarchs puts this here and then kills this. Gets rid of Walking Ballista. Or are they going to slap it on here and attack for 9? Oh, they are. They're going to attack for 9. Okay. Okay. Attacks for 9 here. I think I'm going to just take it. just take it. Take all the damage. We mill a little bit here. Top of the library is a Maddening. Alright. Maddening. Draw a vision, play a visions. Draw a lot of cards. We have a mill of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Let's do it off these two. So let's maddening. Mill 8. We can now draw. I guess I should do this. Off the shell dock here. I could cast what's behind this, killing like a walking ballista here. I'm probably just supposed to go ahead and visions here with 28 life. Try to find a fetch land here, which we do. Fetch land. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Go fetch here. We can go get a basic. Mill some more. Here, I probably just have to kill something. It's probably just going to be the walking ballista again, so it doesn't grow and kill crab and swing with everything. And now we can probably use crab as a chump blocker. They ping us for 2, put us to 25. We have chump block crab here. We have them at 9. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 plus draw 3. They have to attack to kill. I think we got match 1. Woo! Or match 1, game 1. Whatever you want to call this. What do they need? A Skyclave here to get rid of Orb. But then they need an answer for the crab this combo as well. And then I can probably look at whatever they have and try the surgical the last 2 or 3 cards away. Looks pretty good. Okay, so creatures. Creatures. Feed the Swarm, Echoing Truth, Crypt Incursion, Bantu, Damnation here. These all feel good. Aether Gust, no. Mystical Dispute, no. Ravenous Trap, no. Set Adrift, probably not the greatest. I didn't see really too many fetch lands, if I recall. We can field them, but Archive Trap, we can probably take 2, maybe even all 4 out and start bringing in our nasty stuff. I want to keep all surgicals here. Removing the combo is probably important. I want the Drown the Locks. Countering the combo is important here. So I think these in. We might just bring the Damnation over the Bantus. I didn't see Thalia. I saw Giver. Giver protects Fatal Push. Makes that awkward. I don't think I need to Archive Trap. I'm looking for like orbs here, counters, and removal. This is what I'm looking for with maybe a crab to start. I probably should have this Bantus in, shouldn't I? Let's take 1 surgical out for the Bantus. I know I'm looking to prevent the combo, but let's also note the combos kind of requires a couple pieces here. If I can surgical a walking ballista, that's fine. If I can surgical Heliod, that's fine. But if I can also board wipe, that buys us plenty of time to do either. Don't worry, we haven't forgot about the kitty cat. Opening hand looks fantastic. We have Palace. We have a Drown the Lock for that counter. We have the Orb to go searching for the combo. And we'll naturally draw into something that finishes this game out nicely. We'll keep. We will keep. Opponent kept their 7 as well. Horizon Canopy here. Looks like we've got Giver. That's fine. It's pretty good starting card for them. Palace. Play Crab. Pass turn. Got some good fetch lands here. We got a good Orb, and they don't have an Aether Vial active. It's a good start for us. New Giver. Land. Okay. Looks like I'm just going to be doing some fetching. I could hit the Giver here with the Drown the Lock before this gets kind of out of hand. I don't think I'm going to worry about it. Probably just have to leave up Drown the Lock for a counter spell, if anything. It's 2 Skyclaves, a Luminart, Path. Nothing super frightening. Let's go ahead and pass the turn, leaving up our counter. And our counter counters just about everything in their library. 2 mana. This is Walking Ballista. This is a very easy counter. It's a Wheel of Sun and Moon. They're going to enchant themselves. Nice. No, don't do that. That's really good. That's some sweet tech there. I love it. All right. Let's hope they don't have another one of those. That I would surgical. Visions. All right. Let's do fetch land again. Fetch, fetch, fetch. We'll get a little more black mana here. All right, we're getting there with our opponent. I think we go ahead and orb here. Hoping they don't have another Wheel of Sun and Moon. That being said, I do have a feed that I believe I brought in. I'll just have to draw it naturally. 2 orbs. Field plus Cavern. 2 white. It's not the most dangerous. Oh no! Oh no! I need the feed now, or my... What, I brought in Set Adrift as well? Here, we'll mill them. See what goes to the bottom. It should reveal. Okay, we got past a Sun Crowned here. Okay. We have some outs to this. Not many, but we have a few outs. Alright. I do not have the Set Adrift, but I do have Echoing. There's a Heliod. Okay, what else did they do? Aether Vial Cavern. Come on, feed. Where are you at? We mill the Crypt Incursion. We have a Drown in the lock. Alright. I'm going to play one more land here. Just mill them. Pass turn. Pass turn. Ugh. Go ahead. Not to mention, this is a solid 5/5. We do this stuff again. There's a Rest in Peace. It's kind of good to know. Just gonna get hit for 5 past turn. It hits for 5. I'm going to counter this, because if I can get some things into the yard at some point, the visions might be important. Not to mention a Crypt Incursion would help us. We mill 2. It's a Collective Brutality plus a Polluted Delta. We do find ourselves with a Fatal Push. I think I just hold here. This could very well be a loss this game. We'll have to beat them in the next game, I think. Definitely something I want to surgical. This Wheel of Sun and Moon. Hits me for an additional 5 here. No defense at the moment. Ranger. Goes and gets a Walking Ballista here. go ahead and return this and then try to shoot the ranger here. This will turn off one of the giver runes. We could hit a damnation. They decide just to sacrifice this instead. We mill a card. Maddening. That's fine. Fetch lands. We'll play our Palace in the Sky here. Mill them. Blah, 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 blah. Pass back. I think I got one more out here. And I say one more out. I still have a Sun Crown to deal with. Land for our opponent. Kind of keeping up on what they've got here to see if there's anything interesting that they've brought in. I haven't really seen anything different. Let's go ahead and block here. Opting to block there. They get a Grand Abolisher. What do they got? Walking Ballista. And a hanger back. We'll take our draw. Shelldock. Visions here. Crab. Alright. Okay, Wheel of Sun and Moon. This has been a while since I've seen this card. If you're not familiar with it, it's enchanting the player, and then whenever a card goes into the graveyard, it goes back into the library here. Definitely a problem. There's the Echoing Truth. Just a little bit lower. Set Adrift. Surgical. That is a real problem. I think I'm going to drop at least one Visions here. Let's drop one of the Crypt Incursions. So now we have Set Adrift, Feed, Echoing Truth. Drown the Lock if we get it fast enough. I don't really have anything else. Maybe I bring this Visions back in. Visions over... Let's do it over a Collective Brutality. If we get ahead of them, it'll be good. I like the idea of being able to Archive Trap. I just don't see myself getting that opportunity. Let's send it. Let's send it. Now I'm going to be so focused on that one enchantment. I need a way to interact with that enchantment relatively quick. Alright, we are on the play. We do name Lurrus. I suppose Lurrus was something I could have grabbed. We don't interact, but look at this hand. Imagine what could happen with this hand. Is there land as the next card? Imagine a fetch land. Oh, I think we have to mulligan this. I want to keep this just to try it out. I think we need something better. All right, this is a lot better. A couple Drown the Locks here. Got a crab here. That's good. I think we just pitched the Shelldock here. Play Dark Slick Shores, get the crab down, have the counter spells. That's what we're gonna do. Crab in play. I'd love to be able to put the other crab in play here. I think to keep a Drown the Lock open, I think I have to do it this way. Ooh, Wheel of Sun and Moon. Let's just fetch and shock in here. There you go. There you go. Enjoy. I need another blue or black land. Show me the wheel. Rest in peace. Shuts off my Visions. Shuts off Crypt Incursion. This card's okay, though, because then I don't have to go after the wheel. I think we're fine with this. You may have rest in peace. Just realizing it shuts off Drown the Lock as well. So we'll be okay. I promise we'll be okay. We didn't punt. I promise. I'm just gonna double crab them. Double crab them. Don't worry about it, everyone. Deep breaths, everyone. Ooh, Rising Canopy's a good target here. Skyclave steals a crab. Let's go ahead and cycle. I want to cycle this Visions. Let's cycle it after using the ability here. We have very dead cards right now. All right. Crabbing away, though. 33 cards to go. 33 cards to go. We're getting there. 3 dead cards. Who needs these dead cards? Don't be another Skyclave. Luminarch. All right. Giver. All right. How about we play another non-basic for me? Skyclave up to 3. New crab. Play new crab. Pass turn crab. How about a fetch land now? How about a fetchy land? 3 mana for our opponent. Reconsiders. So if we counter that Rest in Peace, we're just in a better position because I could have Surgicaled as well. We really don't play well with this card, do we? Opponent attacks here. We'll block like this. We'll take 3. Skyclave, number 2, takes a crab from us. Ruin crab. Pass the turn. Yeah, we should have. I have severely punted, I've told my opponent. YouTube's going off on me again because they go off on me with the Rest in Peace and Drown the Lock. We can kill a Walking Ballista. Luminarch growing something again here. Grows itself this time around. In for 12. Like this. I like this. Okay. 3 mana. New Sun Crowned. Cabinet of Souls opens up a spot for field here, which is nice. Ooh. That's pretty good. Ooh. Ooh. This top deck. I guess I fetch here to get a little bit more mill. Go to 4? Why not? Get more black here. And then just damnation. We're gonna get 2 1/1s here. Like I said, I can technically kill a Walking Ballista, so if they go for the combo, we're gonna be fine. Protect Skyclave here. Now we're gonna beat them down with some 1/1s. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't deserve this. Extra land for our opponent. 3 mana. Could be a Skyclave. A Lurrus. Lurrus is just a 3/2. Follow this up with a... Oh, there's a Hangerback Walker. We have targets. we have targets. I'm gonna hold the land here. I'm gonna stay back with the illusions. Oh, 2 mana. Luminarch. No. Bonus rest in peace. I suppose the rest in peace is an interesting one to see with Wheel of Sun and Moon. I was thrown off. So I need a Bantu's off the top here. And I'm ensuring that they had 2 in hand. Oh, I had 2 drowns, they had 2 rest in peace. Whether or not we would have used one or the other. There you go. GG's anyway. I have misplayed this one. I have much misplayed this, I think. I think we're further ahead there if I counter the rest in peace, and even if they have the second, I have countered that. The fact that I top decked a surgical right after, I can take the combo away, and then we're pretty good. I don't know what else we were going to draw because it's not showing me, but... Alright, YouTube. Alright. I'm ready. 32 comments. Ugh. All of them read. Rest in peace and drown the log don't work together. We'll see you in match 4. Match 4 upon us. Let's put the last one behind us. We will eventually get it in our head that rest in peace and drown the lock are not best buds. Surgical extraction is definitely, though that wasn't in the hand, all okay though. Let's go again. Match 4 here behind us. We're currently 2-1. Let's run it out. Let's get that 4-1. Let's play some Magic. When is this going live? Maybe I can put this on a day no one's gonna watch. Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know. Match found. Let's go. Got so distracted by the Wheel of Sun and Moon. Let's not be distracted. Let's focus. Mill 'em out. Match 4 here. Let's play some Magic. Yes, Lurrus. I don't go first. Opening hand is... Ooh. I don't know. I don't think I want 2 Crypt Incursions in the Surgical with no mill effects. I think we're going to mulligan this. Oh, here we go. We can keep this. And I'll get rid of a Field of Ruin, I think. Yeah. Yeah. This is great. Fiery Islet here. Alright, they can blow up my crab. Since I'm not going to be doing too much next turn, I think I'm going to Watery Grave tap past turn. We'll save crab for a future date. A future date. Fiery Islet, huh? Cascading Bluffs here. Fiery Islet. Let's attempt to put crab down. I know the crab's a bit later, but I'm trying to play around a bolt. They'll probably have a remand, though. Remands. Alright, well, we're not going to continue to play around bolt. Rune crab down past turn. Who's the tempo deck now, opponent? Who's the tempo deck now? This cascading's got me a little nervous here. A lot of red mana is dangerous. Blue-red through the breach, maybe? Temple. Oh, yeah, this is starting to look like a through the breach list. Temple of Epiphany here. Puts the card on top. We're gonna mill that card away. Double Archive Trap seems fun. Wonder if I'm supposed to just play Maddening or hold Double Archive. What if I just do it now? Maybe I'm supposed to do it now. Alright, let's go find Emrakul. Let's go find Emrakul for them. We're gonna attempt to do this now. We'll go to second main phase so they have less mana, so they don't get me in some other fancy way. We're gonna go ahead and do a island here for the Visions of Beyond. Rune Crab Milling. Just don't be a through the breach deck, please. Go to second main. No attack. Archive Trap. Remand. My opponent opts. Nice. Archive Trap resolve. Archive Trap. I don't care that they got the card that they wanted here. There's Emrakul. We're going to Visions in response, trying to find Surgical. Oh no! Alright, we gotta go again. Gotta go again. My opponent's back up to 50 cards. A couple Drown the Locks here, pretty nice. What are we doing here? Tap an island to play fetch land? I'm weird. Rune Crab, Rune Crab. Let's just go ahead and Maddening right now. I leave myself with one Drown the Lock here. Going after their graveyard here. Untap from our opponent. Fifth land. Do we have? We do have a Through the Breach. Denied. I need a Surgical or something here. There's another Maddening. Alright. Show me Emrakul. Oh, no Emrakul. Oh. Could draw cards. Gonna leave Drown the Lock open. Okay. Okay. Our turn. Land drop. Rune Crab. Ooh. Gonna get off of my turn because I can play relatively at instant speed here. Omen. Visions in response to Omen. Dang. Nothing. Garbage. Nothing of relevance. Put one on the bottom. I almost have to wait for a Surgical at this point in the game. I can counter one more thing here. I'm going to probably just collect a Brutality. Oh, there it is. There it is. Alright, let's collect a Brutality. Check in. What's up, opponent? How goes it? Gonna check for counter spells here. We have a Force and an Archmage Charm. We have an Emrakul sitting in hand. Let's take the Force here. We know they have an Archmage Charm. I'm gonna pass. I want them to Snapcaster Through the Breach me. Or use this Archmage Charm to draw some. I'm not playing a land here because I know the surgical is going to get countered pretty easily. Alright, they leave themselves with Archmage, Snapcaster, Emrakul, and Snapcaster. Maybe they'll accidentally draw the other Emrakul. I think they have 2. Orb gets funny here. Let's play one Vista. There's Emrakul. Target acquired. Come here. I'm going to use my life total here. We'll see if this is Archmage. And then snap, what, Remand or something? I think I've got enough mana to cover all of this. Three mana Archmage Charm. Gonna drown in the lock here. And they can do what? Snap something? I've got enough to pay for a lot of things. They can't snap Force. I want to steal Emrakul, opponent. Please. Thank you. Give me. Give me. Opting. Okay. I put the card on the bottom and drew a random card here. They opt again. They're trying to find a Force here. They bottomed again. They got a random card. Draws with the Fiery Islet. Again, trying to find their Force. Looks like we resolve here. Alright. And grab this one. Alright, so what do we have to beat here? We've got a couple Snapcasters. Let's go ahead and recapture these. So we got a couple Snapcasters here. We got Through the Breaches. Got some Lightning Bolts. What else do we have? Archmage Charms, Omens, Lightning Bolts. So we basically have to beat a set of Lightning Bolts and Snapcasters. That should be fairly reasonable to do. Although it is 2 Snapcasters here. Alright, we grab the Emrakul from the yard here. We have all 4. Go ahead, opponent. And then we'll go ahead and do a fetch here. Mill. Just start this out. Orb and pass turn. Alright, mill some, please. Mill. 2 Snapcasters and a River Glide pathway to beat. Mill. There's 1 Lightning Bolt down. Archmage Charm's good to see. There's an Omen. A Reflecting Pool. Land. They play the pathway, so we have 2 snaps and a cascading. Keeping in mind that the Snapcasters are going to be able to snap and like do things from the yard. So our best draws are actually just straight lands for the most part. Alright, Ruin Crab does its thing. Through the Breach and a Force. Pass the turn. Probably going to have a Snapcaster plus something else here. Besides Snapcaster Bolt, I'm going to allow the Bolt to resolve and then attempt to Fatal Push the Snapcaster here. Bolt resolves, Fatal Push Snapcaster. There's no Remand in the yard currently, so they can't Snap Remand this. We decide to Cryptic, counter, and return permanent. Counter and return the orb. And then I will go ahead and archive trap them. Cascading. They have a Snapcaster and an unknown card here. Returning orb to hand, which is good for them. They don't mill too crazy here. I'm at 16 though. 1, 2, 3 Lightning Bolts in the yard. 2 cards here. Tax for 2. I presume this orb is getting countered. We'll try it though. Orb. Hold on to Polluted Delta for future Ruin Crabs. All right, so Snapcaster. The other Snapcaster's out, and we're going to force or Cryptic. And decides Cryptic is the way to go. This gets rid of another quote-unquote counter spell here. Counter maybe draw, counter pick up Snapcaster. I think I'd counter pick up Snapcaster if I was them. They picked up a land there. I didn't see. The Isle. They returned the Isle to hand. Temple of Epiphany here. What's this Isle look like? Okay. Attacks for 4. I go to 10. The Crypt Incursion. I currently have a few crabs. I guess it's time to get frisky with Lurrus here. See if Lurrus sticks. If Lurrus doesn't stick, it's another card in the yard for me. If Lurrus does stick, I'll probably try to get Orb down. Could even play a crab. Looking at the top 6 here. They get a Cryptic command. It's pretty good for them. Have just enough mana. Counter and returns a Snapcaster. Pass the turn. So now we can snap Cryptic is what their plan here. I need a bait card here. Hits for 2, puts me to 8. Shelldock's a little bit of a potential bait here. We'll get a orb here. All right. Throws in. They can just snap Lightning Bolt here, but then they won't have the Cryptic. There's Omen. We can snap Force still. No reason to fire off Crypt Incursion just yet. I need them to try one more thing there. They don't. Plays a land. We know it's Snapcaster 2 unknowns. Attacks for 2, puts me to 6. We have 3 lightning bolts in the yard. Cool. All right. Crab. Crab will be the starter here. Land drop. Crab mill. Wonder if I can go to 5. Let's try to use the Mesmeric Orb here. Trying to bait out enough so that the Crypt Incursion can come down. I think this potentially gets them to counter. I need to just gain life. Snapcaster. Snapcaster Cryptic counter do something. Okay. We'll figure out how many creatures are in each yard here. I think it's going to be my yard. I only see 3. Counter, return a permanent. Because they're only going to have 2 in theirs. Wonder if I fetch here, if that gets them to go after crab or not. I can return the permanent that's countered. Let's go after ourselves here for the most life total here. We go back up to 15. I think we can fetch safely now. We'll see if they had that bolt. All right, we're at 15. They have 8 cards. Have we navigated around what we needed to? Find out next time. There's that land. 3 unknowns. Tax for 4. I'm gonna go to 10. Top deck land here really accelerates us. We find ourselves with an orb here. All right. Well, I got nothing else to do. Play the orb. This would mill for 2. They look at the last, pretty much rest of their library here. Finds a force. Will more than likely force this. Wonder if I'm supposed to go to 6 here. Let crab happen again here. Go to 6. What do we got here? We have a Snapcaster. I don't see another Snapcaster, so if they have 4, they've got 1 more, which means Snap Lightning Bolt is still a thing. I don't think I can block this time. I gotta go 1 more turn. Go to 6. Dangerous levels here. Fatal Push. Alright. Well, Fatal Push stops the Snapcaster. Down to 4. Can I go to 4 here? I guess I could go to 4. Let's see if this resolves. I could just top deck a Maddening or something here. Oh, we're opting. Ooh, we're opting. That's drawing a card. There's no way I block with the Hedron Crab now, right? Remand. They draw again. I'm gonna Fatal Push. Oh, now I can't block. They've got 2 cards left. Remands again. Okay. Fatal Push. You keep drawing cards that can't be good. What do you have? 4 cards. Oh my gosh, we got there. Top of the library is going to be a crab. Just a blocker. Just a blocker. Somehow we got there. All right. Mystical Disputes can come in for the counter wars here. Aether Gust is a bit interesting because they do have red, so we'll probably consider that. Crypt Incursion is maybe a thing, but probably just Ravenous Trap. So these 8 interest me the most. Ravenous Trap's a lot nicer because my opponent's graveyard doesn't get scooped up and we don't have to basically mill 120 cards like we just did. We're very close to it. Definitely want Surgicals. I know that they can do Snapcaster beats, but I'm going to take the Fatal Pushes out. Crypt Incursion got us there, which is really nice. Can't imagine that's where we go this time. Let's see here. Visions is good. Crab's good. Let's strip 1 Surgical because I have the Ravenous Traps. Collective Brutality is alright. This is going to mill. This is going to counter. Grab 1 orb out. And let's do... let's do 1 more Surgical here and just lean a little heavier on the Ravenous Traps. Does that make sense? Probably not. Let's bring 1 Surgical back in. I got to cut something different. Let's cut 1 Aether Gust. It's nice with the Through the Breach, but it's not maybe the most necessary thing. All right. Mesmeric Orb works nicely with Lurrus, but as you saw, Lurrus kind of can get killed pretty quickly. Let's go. Let's go. It was a good game 1 there. Hand looks fun. Not very competitive. I think we can go ahead and mulligan this. Need different colors there. This hand we can do. This hand we can do. I feel fairly confident on just getting rid of a swamp here. We can just do crab with a prismatic vista. Based on what we have here, probably could just... Oh, now that we have a crab here, an extra crab, I'll just lead with crab. They have a lightning bolt. They have a lightning bolt. It's not a big deal. And they do. Lightning bolts away. Reflecting pool. Interesting. Let's try for crab here. Prismatic Vista. Mill. Let's just go for the black mana here and mill some more. I don't believe there's anything I want to take there. Obviously didn't bolt. Opponent's just kind of hanging out with us. Let's do field. Let's go ahead and field them since my opponent seems to be lacking in things to do here. We'll get a little more blue. Archive trap them. Visions. Ravenous trap seems good here. We'll just fire the Ravenous trap off. I know that I didn't get the Emrakul there, but stealing away half of their library is going to make the rest of this game super easy. We do see a boil here. Let's just be cautious of that moving forward. All right. Let's do a shell dock here. We mill. Hideaway. Can hide away. Let's just hide away a Mesmeric Orb. Go ahead, opponent. Oops. Might have misclicked there. Not hitting one, hit two. It's all right. It was two Emrakuls and a Force of Negation. I fear no misclick. I'm gonna save this Polluted Delta in case I run into another crab. We're gonna probably just lead here with the Dark Slick Shores. Land for my opponent, making things work for them. Oh, now I have another fetch land. This is 20 or less here. We can just do Dark Slick and put the Mesmeric Orb into play. Let's do that. We go over another boil here. Although I would love to steal the boil away, I don't think I can. We'll see if they have a force. They do not. F6 to their turn. Yield to Mesmeric Orb triggers. Okay. Looks like it's coming back our way. Orb triggers on our side. Collective Brutality. Crab and something else. Another crab. We'll play our crab. Play the crabs, all the crabs. Play Palace. We're not doubling down on triggers with Polluted Delta because I still have to find that Emrakul, which I now do. Let's attempt to steal the Emrakul. We'll see if they have a counter for this. Can't be Archmage Charm, it could be Force. Omens. Scry 2. Bottoms both, draws a random card. They do find the Force. Alright, well, Emrakul goes back to the hand again. We're just going to play the mill game again. A few more times with my opponent. Mill, mill. We mill one. We hit an archive trap. Let's go ahead and mill them a few more here. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, opponent. We do know they have a boil. Maybe they'll draw Emrakul. Maybe I should just wait until they draw Emrakul here. They could through the breach me. Do they have... How many through the breach did we nail? 1, 2. So they have 2 left. We hit only 1 Emrakul, I think. Just pass turn. Opponent decides to boil me. That honestly doesn't hurt us that much. Doesn't hurt me that much. Opponent's going to mill some here. Goes over Emrakul. We're stuck in a vicious loop here. Mill, 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 mill. Like I said, I know they have a through the breach somewhere. This looks like this is where this is going to be. Through the breach. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What if I just go for this and try to make them draw it? Let's get an island here. Let's mill them. Let's just have fun. See how many Emeralds you have. There's the Emerald again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll go to 1. Through the breach. Emerald. Orb. I'm at 1, unfortunately. Pass the turn. Alright, so we used our Ravenous Trap relatively quickly. I wanted to get rid of most of their deck. It didn't play out very nicely, unfortunately, for us. Just back to back. Just back to back. Just back to back. Alright. Okay. 11 minutes on our opponent's clock, 14 on ours. Sideboard time. Well, now I'm still starting to think I need this extra surgical. Bring the extra surgical in. Just don't worry about the Aether Gust. Run it back. Run it back. We'll be on the play. Always a good spot to be against a breach deck. Lurrus. Alright. I do not have blue mana. I have too many blue cards here. Let's mulligan. Don't have any lands. Let's mulligan. Alright. I've got some stuff to play with. We'll keep this. Get rid of here. Let's get rid of... Let's get rid of the Drown the Lock here. Put the Polluted Delta in. Fetch. No shock here. Pass the turn. All right, let's take a look at the hand here. Definitely want to steal maybe like a Through the Breach. See if they want to counter this. They do Flusterstorm this. Interesting. All right, we won't pay. No pain. So they want to protect whatever they've got in hand. Shelldock. Hideaway. Let's hide away a Ravenous Trap. It's not a bad card to have at a moment's notice. Omen of the Sea for our opponent. You can pass back and forth. Temple of Epiphany. I need a Mills card pretty quickly here. Not finding anything. I'll probably hold on to the Prismatic Vista. Looking kind of sketchy. Oh, now I have 2. I'll put 1 into play. I think we're just going to get Emerald, aren't we? Opponent opts. Fiery Islet. No follow-up. Come on, Crab. Where are you at, Crab? Crab. Where's the Crab? Kind of flooding out here. Passing the turn. End step. Archmage Charm. Draws cards. Looking for an Emrakul and Through the Breach. Opt for our opponent. Land sideways. Appears to pass the turn. Another Ravenous Trap here. We'll just pass. They could also think I have some counter spells, which could be really good for us. Can I not have a land, please? Please? I don't think I'm going to play any more lands. I can now hardcast Ravenous Trap once. Could potentially get it twice here if I played one more land. Yep, through the breach. What you gonna do? Well, after a amazing game one, I think I can safely concede here. We'll play on. Let them have the bolts. Boils my other land away with the 4-mana instant here. I'm not too worried about using surgical here, honestly. I know some would be like, you should surgical that away, then I'll be at 2. And then they'll just play a Snapcaster. I have a feeling they've got a bolt somewhere. I would be shocked. Snapcaster? So we'd be at 2, and they would attack, and they would kill. Suppose we could have used a Rab Trap that very first time. I don't know if enough hit the bin there. Alright, opponent takes us down. Ravenous Trap, not quite enough. Surgical being a better card. Definitely probably should have had the Surgicals. There you go. Mill getting beaten out by something that recurs their graveyard numerous times. Good game 1. Questionable game 2. Not getting there game 3. We're 2-2 overall. One more to go. See you in the next one. 5th and final match. Opponent instantly found. Joining we shall. Let's play our final league game here. Blue-black. Mill. With a Lurrus. Opening hand looks okay. A little bit of interaction here. No Mill Crab. We do have the field, though, to force the Archive Trap. Let's keep. Leyline of Sanctity here. Let's play a Polluted Delta and try to keep it kind of quiet what we're doing. But this is definitely a problem. Alright, we get a Brutality here. I'm going to go and fetch and shock. No, fetch and not shock here. Let's go ahead and go... Let's just remember what Leyline of Sanctity does here. Prepping the concede button. Prepping the concede button. I could field something here to maybe go check their hand a bit more. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to be doing there. I have a feeling this turn's going to tell me what they're doing anyway. Alright, they're doing the spy stuff. Spy, spy, spy. Okay, spy. Ravenous Traps come in for the spy. Set Adrift, Echoing Truth can. Mystical Disputes are okay here. Crypt Incursions are a possibility as well. Feed the Swarm, maybe. They don't typically search, so Archive Trap's probably out of the picture here. Crabs are fine. Vision's probably not going to work either, because as soon as my opponent goes for the victory, they're going. Let's bring a Visions back in since I dropped all the Fatal Pushes. Orb's okay. So Rab Trap and Crypt Incursion are to interact with my opponent when they try to go for the combo kill out of the creature yard. The one thing that we have to be aware of is that Charbelcher is a possibility as well. Just going to have to deal with that. Yeah. Heavy combo deck across from us. We'll see what we can do. They obviously know Leyline is very punishing to us. Let's go. Let's play first. Let's name Lurrus. Alright, we do have the Rab Trap. I do have a Rune Crab, which is actually the better of the things, especially against the Leyline. I have an Echoing Truth as well. Hand looks exceptionally good for what my opponent's doing. Let's see if we can make it happen. Let's make it happen. Really good hand here. Alright, they don't have anything. We're going to play Crab and pass the turn. Crab and pass. Probably going to fire off this Collective Brutality pretty quick. Maybe I do the Orb. Oh. Oh, maybe I just play Crabs. Let's just play another Crab here. Seems fairly safe to do. Crab triggers. Alright. Go ahead, opponent. Simian Spirit Guide, some lands here. Pentad Prism. Go, go, go. I think the next thing I want to do is this Collective Brutality, especially since my opponent did nothing there. Let's check. We got a Creeping Chill, Spy, Salvage Titan, all kinds of things here. I don't believe there's anything I want to take here. If they want to try to put Undercity Informer in, that's fine. We got the answer with the Rab Trap. Simian Talisman. I'm going to hold up Echoing Truth here and just pass. I have Surgical, I have Rab Trap, I have Feed the Swarm. I don't think my opponent's going anywhere here anytime soon. Just going to hold the Crab until I find myself another land. Pass, 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 pass. There's a land, so we'll put Crab into play. Land. Mill, 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 mill. One Creeping Chill here. I was gonna say, I can take a Creeping Chill to the face. That's fine. That's fine. There was nothing in the graveyard that was going to interact with this, so chill we are. Plays a Pentab Prism. This is fine. We have another Surgical here. I'm just going to pass back. Enjoy the evening out. Got plenty of ways to interact with my opponent. They found their land. Plays an Undercity Informer. Simian Spirit Guide. Using this for Undercity Informer. They should have... there's a lot here. They should have, like, some sort of counter spell. I see some Narcomoebas here. I'm going to go ahead and go after a Narcomoeba here. Where is the Narcomoeba? There we go. So I'm going to go after a Narcomoeba here. Check their hand. If they have no counter, Ravenous Trap. The Surgical itself should probably be enough here. And if they, honestly, I'm not really sure if they, with 5 cards here, and we know a couple of them, I don't think they can get through Surgical, and a Ravenous Trap here. I don't see it happening. All right, so we take that one down. Pretty simple there. Send it back. Send it back. 1-1. 2-2 overall. Going for the 3-2. Can we win this one? I think it's going to come down to the opening hand. Is that an obvious statement? Absolutely. We know what we want. Scary thing is a Ravenous Trap, I suppose, targets. So if they do find that ley line, it's a little bit difficult for us. All right, Lurrus here. We do have the Rav Trap. I do have a Set Adrift. This one's tempting. I think we can go ahead and keep this. I think I have enough fetch lands to potentially do the Set Adrift here. Looks like my opponent does not have the scary cards. We open with a crab. Let's go ahead and play that crab. And pass the turn. I'm going to use all of our fetches in case I need to use a Set Adrift sooner rather than later. It's a Pentab Prism. I'm not quite there with this Crypt Incursion. I'd like to go one more turn here. Unfortunately, Ruin Crab hits me. Or sorry, hits my opponent, not me. If it hit me, I could actually do some interesting things here. Let's go ahead and mill them some, though. We'll hope Ravenous Trap is enough. Mill, mill, mill. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and fire off this Maddening as well. Maybe we can get enough of the combo kind of half into the graveyard here, and they won't be able to do much. I see a random Vengevine here. I don't think I've stopped anything. I do see Charbelcher as well. I'm hoping this isn't Charbelcher. It is. So I need... I can put this on top with a Set Adrift. One, two, three, four, five, six. I put it on top, but I'm not milling it. So I just pick it back up. I mill 3 more here. What do we have creature-wise? I've got a creature here. 2, 3, 4. I have 4 creatures currently. If I don't go this, I mill 6. That puts them to 31. I'm at 17. Maybe it's just smarter to go ahead and try the Crypt Incursion here to get out of range of Charbelcher. Let's do that and see what ends up happening here. Mill, 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 mill. We had a few Creeping Chills in response to this. We're going to Crypt Incursion them. And then I can Ravenous Trap the Creeping Chills away. I might have to sit on the Ravenous Trap. So Crypt Incursion's trying to gain a whole bunch. We try to Pact. They can, in response to Pact, get me with the Charbelcher here. So they could Pact still. I didn't see Pact though when I went Surgical last time. Maybe they're playing slightly budgety. Very slight. Just trying to get out of range here. There's the Pact. There's not a whole lot I can do here. We just have to hold on to the Ravenous Trap and maybe hope my opponent makes a mistake here. If they don't, in response to the Pact, fire off Charbelcher here. It looks like they know what to do, though. Fires it off. Maybe they brought in the basic. Oh no, the game glitched. I'm up to 20 life somehow. It's actually negative 20. There you have it. 2-3, combo killing me out there. In that last game, doing one more draw here. If I had the extra draw, then I could do the Charbelcher. Setting Adrift there probably doesn't get us out of it anyway because they have the Pact, maybe. If we would have fetched a little bit differently, I could have put Crab in and then used the Crab with the first part of the fetch to set Adrift, and then the second part, I could have milled it over. Pretty close game, though. 2-3 over there overall with the mill. A couple close ones. See you in the conclusion. 8 Crab Lurrus here, Modern. Ooh. Combo, something that does the graveyard, and a few other decks that we were able to take care of. Mill's strong. Mill is strong. I don't think I need to say much more about the mill package. The Lurrus piece is nice. There were maybe 1 or 2 times that we could have chosen to bring Lurrus in from the companion slot a little bit earlier, but overall I think we had a good showing. Anything with an Emrakul is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. We did really well game 1. I'm really happy about that one. We didn't win that match overall, but I can't say I'm disappointed with my play. A few more tighter lines here and there, and we probably would have snuck out maybe a 3-2, even probably a 4-1. But overall, I think this is very powerful and a good list to be running. As always, seems like you guys like Mill. Here's one where we don't win. Maybe you won't like this one as much. Let me know. And if you do like this one, perhaps we'll be revisiting Mill again and again. Till next time, take care. Have a good one. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. We'll see you live on Twitch, or we'll see you back here for the next matches. Take care.